Hey, this is Jessie and Orly, and we're going to kind of walk a little bit today where we can. We are out at Rock Creek Park today for our Adventures of Integration, and it's really amazing. It turned really cold last night, so kind of dipped down into the upper 20s, which is a bit chilly, and it's still a bit chilly today. So we actually have Orly down here, and she is, I don't know if I've got her in the film there, but she's got her jacket on, her winter jacket, which we just purchased there. And she's a little uncertain about some of this cold weather, but it's really beautiful. There's a little lake here, and this walks out. We're not going to do the whole all the way to the end of the distance, which goes out to like the Lincoln Memorial or something like that. And this starts in Maryland, goes out to Washington D.C. region, and so we're gonna go along the way here today. But our intention today, what we're working with today, is some amazing influences. Of course, we just had the full moon, and as we turn on, we naturally say, oh yeah, of course, November is the season of fall. But every cycle of the moon season, every piece of it also has its own season and its own numerology to it. And these are all pieces that we look at when doing the Adventures of Integration Day. And a lot of people think, oh, the waning moon, I can't do anything, and I'm not supposed to, take action on things, but it's a whole different realm, and it's a big piece of manifestation, and that is simply the aspects of receiving. Because so many people, they're sitting there going, why don't I get? Well, they don't stop long enough to receive. So we're going to be focused on doing some receiving. We're also going to be doing some healing work around here, because one of the things I've noticed is out of all the places in the country, the chemtrails are absolutely humongous here. Matter of fact, I was talking with some friends yesterday, and we were discussing some different things about the area. And one of the things I mentioned, I said, my goodness, people don't even know what a sky is here anymore, because you don't even have the color of the sky left from the chemtrails. And the programming factors that are involved with that, from all of the chemicals and how that wears down on our system and our bodies and minds and spirits and the whole works. So anyways, we're going to be going along the trail. We'll touch base with you along the way. So that is definitely going to be in our healing realm, is actually healing not just chemtrails, but programming in general from all of what we see in a lot of big cities like Washington, D.C., where we see this heavy programming for events and things like that, and where we see a variety of different aspects going on. And I see that Orly decided she didn't want her jacket on, so we'll see how she does without it. But she's kind of wrapping me up in the leash right now. I think she's saying, there, let me show you what it's like to be wrapped up. But anyways, so we're going to get going down the way, and that is going to be our focus, is on receiving all kinds of blessings, receiving abundance, because we are still in our harvest season right now in a lot of ways, and being able to receive the insights and the information for where we're headed, that we need to be doing the reflection on, because as we head into winter season, what we want to be thinking about is also reflecting for the upcoming year. And I think we better be going here, and we'll be back in a little bit. Bye-bye. So Orly and I are gradually working our way down the trail, and something was dawning on me that I wanted to stop and address a little bit, which is the aspect of cold. Because sometimes we hear that cold is a really great thing for us to have going on, and sometimes we hear that cold is not a good thing to have going on because it's absence of chi. And so there's two different aspects to cold, which is why I wanted to stop and address it. When we get cold from healing, so for example, when we're healing something like an energy work, and something has been healed recently, we'll find it goes cold. Which is very interesting that the weather would turn suddenly cold after I've been here doing some focusing on healing some of the negativity. I actually got some people to smile and, to actually laugh a little bit and to have some conversation while here, and then the weather turned really, really cold. And what that is it's like when we have a pain in our body. When I do energy work on somebody, and doing some of the healing work, what we might experience is, for example, the pain itself is, when it's releasing, it will get very hot. And then after it's released and it's let go, it gets very cool. Now, the other aspect of cool is that's an absence of chi, which means that it has an absence of energy. This is the type of cold that we see when, for example, emotions are frozen. We refer to emotions being frozen. And this is the type of cold that we experience when things feel stuck in our life and they're not moving and we can't seem to get them going. So that stuck aspect, that would be an absence of chi. That's when we're dealing with cold energy that needs to have energy added to it. So just a little interesting tidbit as we're kind of working through this, nice area. Definitely the trees are saying it's winter around here. There's not too much color. There's not very much left in the way of leaves on the trees here. So very interesting as we move down this trail today as a result of it in there. So keep those two things in mind when you're trying to decide what to do. Look at something and say, did I just heal something? Did I just release it? And is that where the cold is coming from? Or is the cold, relating to those frozen emotions? Are the emotions ones I'm not dealing with? Am I putting up that ice wall for relationships, for example? That's one area that we often put up an ice wall. And I'm trying to kind of shift for the lighting here, but that is an area we do it. Or sometimes with money or things like that, we'll put up those ice walls, so to say, that need to be thawed and they need to be melted out. And we don't always think about doing that in winter, but it is definitely part of the aspects of receiving. If we're going to receive, we have to be able to let those ice walls melt. And if we're going to receive, we have to be willing to release the pains that are there. And that doesn't mean running away from them. That means really looking at them and facing them and letting them go and letting them move on their own way and in gratitude and expressing, hey, thanks for the lesson, thanks for the gift, and go from there. We'll catch up with you later.